Digimon Savers was a hard-to-watch season, at least here in Canada. It came several years after the original back-to-back run of Digimon anime from 99 to 2002, and way before the 2015 Tri era made an appeal to bring nostalgic fans back into the fold. But if Savers/Data Squad was not seen by many, its movie was seen by even fewer people. And this movie deserves to be talked about, not only because it might secretly be one of my favorite Digimon films, but also because Agumon gets a girlfriend in this movie. Between Sonic 06 and this movie, I guess 2006 was the year of mascot characters being kissed by human-looking girls. Digimon Savers the movie, Ultimate Power, Activate Burst Mode, hit Japanese theaters on December 9th, 2006, about half a year after Digimon Savers premiered. The roughly 20-minute film was actually part of a double feature with the magical girl film Futari wa Pretty Cure Splash Star Tic Tac Kiki Ipatsu, which, with its 50-minute run, was definitely the headliner of that double feature. Remember that, as I think this Digimon movie existing in the context of being an opener for a Pretty Cure film actually informs a great deal of this Digimon story. The movie starts in a very bleak place. It's an absolute digi-dystopia as the human world is devoid of humans, sapped of vibrant colors, and Agumon is seen crying in front of a crystal containing his partner Marcus. If you've ever seen the meme of Agumon crying in the rain, this is where that comes from. We discover every human on Earth has been put into a state of eternal sleep, and the Savers trio of Agumon, Gaomon, and Lalamon are partnerless. In that regard, it's very Pokemon Pikachu's Vacation, a short story starring the monsters, and remember how I said this movie makes some more sense in the context of it being the opener for the shoujo Pretty Cure movie targeting a young girl audience? I think that's a big reason the very adult-looking teenage heroes of Digimon Savers are not a real part of this story. Marcus and Thomas are these tough-looking mini-adults, and Lalamon's human partner Yoshino is a legit adult in that TV show. I believe it was a calculated and smart decision to cut the humans for this one and primarily feature the cute digital monsters. They also stay in their rookie forms for most of the film, with one notable exception, and again, I think that largely has to do with how this movie was first shown and who it was shown to. In this apocalyptic Earth, Agumon and the others see one human-looking girl being chased by a gang of Goblimon. They try to rescue her, hoping to understand how a human avoided the eternal sleep, and we have this incredibly fun, wonderfully animated action sequence. It's equal parts chase scene and martial arts film. Because the Digimon are in their smaller forms, they aren't these massive, heavy beasts and can fight in small interiors using props as weapons. Lalamon uses sausage links as nunchucks in an incredible kitchen fight. Gaomon has this well-choreographed fight involving a table and a chandelier in the dining hall. I was genuinely delighted with how good this film looks and how clever these fights are. It's an extremely strong opening. Once the Goblimon and their leader Ogremon are taken care of, we learn that the girl's name is Rhythm, and that she's actually not a human, but a Digimon that looks an awful lot like a human. There are plenty of Digimon who look like humans in armor and costumes, but Rhythm is the most human-looking Mon I've ever seen, and also isn't like Rhythmmon or anything. She's just called Rhythm. She knows more than the others do about what is going on, namely that Agumon is responsible for the mass hypnosis of humans. Rhythm and Agumon have some connection to each other that isn't as explained as it could have been, but she knows his location and takes the rookie Digimon to his castle island. Agumon has been very chivalrous this whole time, by the way, carrying Rhythm, being her main protector. At this point in the film, I didn't suspect anything romantic, especially given he's a little dinosaur and she looks like a human, but by the end of the film, it'll become clear they were planting the seeds of something truly bizarre. The gang works their way up Agumon's castle tower, with Gaomon and Lalamon each breaking off at different points, having their own Puss in Boots style go on without me sacrifices, until it's just Agumon and Rhythm on the roof facing down Agumon. Agumon explains he doesn't like what humans are doing to the natural world and how it's having effects on the digital world apparently, and so he put humans to sleep to save both of their worlds. Rhythm and Agumon are temporarily restricted by Agumon's vines until the girl screams help Agumon find the power to break through. There's some cool stuff here where Agumon asks how a rookie could stand up to an Ultimate's attack, and Agumon answers by leaning on lessons from his missing human, Marcus. How level has nothing to do with power, and how no matter the enemy's strength, you always stand firm without taking a step back. Agumon lands a hit that is not a knockout, but the sheer fact he landed it enrages Agumon, who digivolves into the nightmarish mega level Agumon. This form is looking full kaiju, awesome and horrifying to look at, with exceptional art of a dark, abandoned Tokyo behind it. Agumon and Rhythm think they have no chance of winning when out of nowhere Marcus appears and Falcon punches Mega Agumon, knocking it down. Even with this film focusing on the rookie Digimon, the filmmakers couldn't resist. It just wouldn't be a Digimon Savers story without Marcus punching a Digimon. He explains that Agumon's courage earlier was enough to, quote, light a fire in my heart, which presumably woke him from his sleep. With Marcus around, Agumon does have the means to digivolve into Shine Greymon, who is drawn and animated far better than he's ever looked. Now it is full kaiju/Megazord fight on a huge scale. They're destroying skyscrapers, they're splashing around in the bay. We haven't gotten a battle battle quite like this since Armageddon versus Omnimon and Imperial Dramon in Revenge of Diaboromon. In fact, one might consider this battle a visual homage to that prior film. Whether it is or not, giant Digimon battles by Tokyo Bay have got to be one of my favorite visual setups for Digimon. There's Revenge, Try Movie 1, Try Movie 6, this stunner of a battle. It's all so perfect. And then we get the Shine Greymon Burst Mode upgrade, which somehow looks even cooler with its flaming wings, flaming sword, and flaming shield. Shortly after, it's GG for Mega Agumon, who reverts to a Digitama Digi-Egg. In the morning, the three rookies plus Marcus gather to say goodbye to the departing Rhythm, who is heading back to the digital world with Agumon's Digitama. She says she's going to tell the Digimon in her world how not all humans have evil hearts. We can assume humans all around the world are waking up, or they will wake up soon when Agumon's egg leaves Earth maybe. It's not outright clarified, but we're left with the impression things are going to be okay. Before she goes, Agumon shows sadness over the fact Rhythm is leaving. They agree that they'll find a way to meet again, and then she kisses Agumon before saying Sayonara Agumon Daisuki, which is one way to say I love you in Japanese. So let's unpack this. The romance element is truly bizarre. I never thought I'd see Agumon kissing anybody, Digimon or human, but I will say in making Rhythm a Digimon, they got themselves a sort of free pass to avoid this being as weird as it could have been. Like, it's not on the same level as the time Sonic the Hedgehog and that human girl kissed, which again, I must emphasize was the same year. 2006 was wild. And all things considered, this moment was PG friendly and sweet. But yes, Agumon did get kissed by a girl who then said I love you. That is a real thing that happened in Digimon. And then one more thing, during the credits we get these fourth wall breaking bloopers. Fully animated sequences meant to look like the movie was a real live action production where Gaomon and Lalamon are messing up their choreography, characters sometimes forget their lines, everyone poses with the director like it's the last day of shooting. It's extremely clever, extremely cute, and kind of shows that the director of this film, Nagamine Tatsuya, genuinely loved this project. His passion for animation seems to have paid off, as Nagamine has since directed One Piece Film Z and Dragon Ball Super Broly. I don't know if this is a controversial or common opinion among those who have watched this film, but I think the Digimon Savers movie is one of my favorite Digimon films. It's about as perfect a slice of what makes Digimon good as you can get. In the same way Mamoru Hosoda's first Digimon Adventure short film is this awesome standalone story, this is a film you can watch without having any knowledge of Savers and still get an enjoyable, beautifully animated movie that highlights the best of Digimon. Cute and cool monster designs, evolutions, and epic battles, heart-filled emotional connections between the monsters and the human friends. It's honestly all here. The muted color palette of its post-apocalyptic Tokyo is unlike any other Digimon visuals that I can recall, and made me nostalgic for other late 2000s anime I loved, like Bleach, Beck, Death Note. I just adore how this movie looks. Again, with this being a short that debuted before a magical girl anime film, it makes sense why the tough guy humans of Savers took a backseat and we got the young girl Rhythm at the forefront. But even without knowing that, this film playing out the way it does with minimal emphasis on the humans makes it stand out from prior Digimon films like the Frontier and Tamers ones. Ironically, with its roughly 20-minute runtime, it's technically the most like an average episode of Digimon, but with its unique premise and its stunning animation, it does not feel like just another episode of the show, which these Digimon films can sometimes feel like. So, if you haven't already, do yourself a favor and watch Digimon Savers the movie, Ultimate Power, Activate Burst Mode, so that you can bask in the stunning animation. If you have watched it, let me know what you thought. Are you as high on this film as I am? Do you disagree with me? Do you wish it did feature the human cast of Digimon Savers more prominently? Thanks so much for watching. If I'm not mistaken, with this I have watched and technically reviewed every 2D anime Digimon film there is. Let me know what your favorites are and if I should consider a ranking/tier list video in the near future. Take care, have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video.